Good morning. Fire burnt down fairly well. I was kind of expecting it to burn down a little bit better, but these poplars just don't burn very well. They don't burn like oaks or sweet gum or pine. Pines, that all would have burned up. But got a bunch of coals in there. Get in here and sift this stuff up, push some of that stuff out of the way, and pack some dry brush on there and get it rolling again. And looks like the you can see what happened is these didn't break down. The middle just kind of hollowed out. So when it's sitting up like that, it doesn't keep burning. Got Thomas out here today. He'll be running the skid steer over there, raking all that stuff up, cleaning up over there. We haven't been able to touch anything over there because we had like 4 days of rain, so it's just been this. You can't really rake through the brush sitting on top of the dirt when it's wet because it just kind of clumps up, just like we'll be doing here to finish. But got a lot of burning to do over here. Smoky. Starting to flame up some, which is good, mainly over here, which is actually really good because the wind is still blowing that way, so it'll blow it all through there. I don't know if you can see that little bit of flame there, but it's heating up. this mud and skid steers don't get along very well. Thomas is a little bit stuck here, at least on one side. See if we can get this thing out of here pretty easily. Kind of a small chain that we're using. I'm curious if I'm about to just rip it in half. The arm up over the cab because that will take weight off the back. The arm down so it doesn't tip forward. Easy peasy. Yeah, a little bit of sitting water there, but you'll be all right. Just don't go back in there or any of these other wet spots. There's quite a few of them. What happened is he fell in a stump hole, which happens. He just didn't really think about the fact that there used to be, or probably just forgot that these two big poplars laying down right here. You can see how big that stump is with my 36-inch bucket sitting on it. It's a good sized stump, and that tree was right where he just sank in there. So, you know, you got these stump holes, you got to be careful. The big ones like that, you push dirt back into them and pack it in with the bucket the best you can, but it's it just doesn't pack in tight enough. Whenever you get a bunch of rain like we did, it just does not. It just soaks in all that water a couple feet down, and makes a big sinkhole. you watch Let's Dig 18, you can see Fred, that off-road dump truck over there. I had to help him get that unstuck, and I would be willing to bet what it sank in is a stump hole. I'm going to post a clip of watching that machine come out of that pond. It's pretty impressive where that truck can go. But if you check out the Let's Dig 18 YouTube channel and the video of him putting the grapple on the machine, towards the end of it, you'll actually see me in the video driving the truck while he pushes it out with the excavator. Fun times working on dirt in the wet season. Just gets wet and wet and wet and stays wet, and then it's cold and overcast. It just doesn't dry quickly. Actually, it's running out of the woods here. This whole area just is wet, and the landowner told me for as long as he's been on this land, which is a long time, that's always been a wet spot. For it to drain here. Obviously when it's dry, but once we are done, a tractor has to come in here and spread seed and fertilizer all on this pasture to get grass growing. bushy as it is. Burning really good, as I was hoping it would. You can see the brush pile was right here, and I've already worked down there, brought everything up here. As we get down there, it turns into more trees, but this was all those privets and vines and stuff. And basically, as fast as I can sort through it and grab it and track it over there, it's burning down. So, making good time on burning this. Attachment instead of this bucket would be very handy, because they hold so much more material than the bucket and the thumb do. The bucket and the thumb does fine, but your 60-inch rake would just speed up this process a lot. so much smoke. Back and forth, loading the fire up. Not sure what the audio is going to be like, but I don't know what's so satisfying about hearing the wood crack apart, but watch this. See if you can hear it. You can hear that. I should get an external microphone and put it on the trunk. GoPro out there on the ground or something. Is here. Well, we got this area very open. Thomas is raking all the top stuff down, smoothing it out a little bit in there. We're not really doing any real grading or anything unless otherwise noted, but almost all of the brush is gone. This is one smoky fire. Look at that. The woods, as far as you can see, is just loaded with smoke. It's just lingering. This is the first time I've seen the fire burn straight up. Normally it's coming straight off the top down into the woods, which is why the woods are full of smoke. But I am completely fine with no wind right now because we've had wind all day. I actually just let this pile burn almost completely down to the ground before I loaded all this back up. Worked on clearing down there. Just got a couple more trees up there, and then a little row there. Go down to that creek through there, and I'll just rake through a little bit of these bigger trees right here. Those are kind of on the bank of the creek on this side, so I'm not going in there. I'm just going to reach in there, rip out some of the little saplings to open it up a little bit for them, and then that'll be it for this side. And we got a ton to burn over here, but the fire is working. It is cooking away. I doubt Greta will like this. It's organic though, and gluten-free. Last little bit on there once it cooks down a little bit. Pretty cool. This is actually an old poplar stump. So this was a tree, probably bigger than that poplar right there. And it most likely got cut down for one reason or another. And if you cut a poplar tree down, it will grow back up with a bunch of shoots. And this is what it looks like. The thing is, they won't ever last because the old stump will decay. Just like you've seen here, it creates probably a habitat for some kind of wildlife, but that's the old stump is rotted out, and then the new growth grew in and makes these things, and it's been standing for a while, but it won't last like that long term because there's just no base. The whole base of this cluster is hollow. And they're about to, the whole entire thing's about to be on the ground. And away she goes. Fire's burning down pretty well. Stuck these big ones up against it. They'll dry out and be good to go tomorrow. Stacked as much as I could. The problem is the wind keeps blowing this way, and I've got to put all of this on there and all of these, but whenever I'm sitting here in the machine and it's stirring up all those embers, it's not exactly ideal to suck all that stuff up in the engine of the machine. So got it stacked up good as I'm gonna get it. It was really nice working on the other side because the wind was blowing in my favor. It's opening up. Get some footage of the infamous Barney. That's incredible.